okay, LeBron is getting sued over the barbershop. Nick Saban basically told LeBron James, bitch, please, when LeBron James tried to complain that he was infringing on the copyright and intellectual property of LeBron James over this barbershop show. That's legitimately what Nick Saban said when he was asked about it in his press conference. The subtext of everything Nick Saban said was he smirked and he said, bitch, please. Because Nick Saban probably got better lawyers than LeBron James, even though those same lawyers tried to sue me. And because we know that there was no way that anybody with a reasonable mind could say Nick Saban was in the wrong when LeBron James tried to argue that he had copyrighted the ability to make a show talking about sports in a barbershop. This is the equivalent of arguing that you have copyrighted a sitcom and that nobody else has the right to put a family inside of a staged television to pretend to be a family and tell stories. I Love Lucy ain't suing the Cosby Show, ain't suing Family Ties. It's like me saying, hey, I came up with the idea to write a story that's not true. Yeah, dumbass, that's called fiction. There are millions of books that have been published which are not true. Okay? This is not copyrightable. But, interestingly, if you read the details surrounding this lawsuit, once LeBron James brought it up, he got sued. He got sued because he had had meetings with other companies about the idea for this show. And once he opened his big mouth and sent that letter and it turned into a story, the company that he had stolen the idea from, the company that had pitched him on the idea of having a barbershop show, literally called The Shop, is now suing LeBron James. And now LeBron James is going to get deposed and have to break down and explain why he stole somebody else's idea and then threatened to sue somebody else over this idea. This is one of the dumbest things we've ever seen a professional athlete do, which is saying something. LeBron is reaping what he sowed. I told you when this happened, I said he had no case for intellectual property or copyright. I told you that any legitimate lawyer would have told him the same thing. So one of two things happened. Either LeBron James has the dumbest lawyers on the planet who aren't smart enough to realize that their client had no copyright or intellectual property claim, or more likely, LeBron James made the decision to try and argue something even though his attorneys told him it was a bad idea. Either way, this is why lawyers say the practice of law would be great but for the clients. LeBron James, not a very smart man. Either he hired dumb people or he refused to listen to smart people's advice. This is why you go to college, King James. This is why you're able to use the phrase sugar-coated and actually spell it correctly. Remember when LeBron James tweeted out sugar code, C-O-D-E? He tried to sugar code something. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to take anybody's position legitimately on any issue when they don't know that the phrase is sugar-coated. And when they try to actually argue, like LeBron did, that the word posse is racist. No, it's not racist. Your posse is just dumb, and that includes your lawyers, LeBron. You should have had better representation, because if you had, you wouldn't get sued right now. Make a smart decision, LeBron James. Sometimes, somebody just said that, sometimes shutting up and dribbling is the right option, because then it would have made sense and you wouldn't have actually gotten sued. LeBron, you idiot, you got dunked on by Nick Saban and Alabama, and now you're getting dunked on style by somebody else. You're going to have to probably end up paying out a lot of damages and or lawyer fees for something. And if you just kept your mouth shut, you would have had absolutely nothing to worry about. What you should have been worried about was the playoffs and the fact that the Indiana Pacers came into your house and kicked you right in the teeth. You better hope on Wednesday that you play better, or else you'll have a lot of time to worry about all the legal issues out there when you're done with the NBA playoffs by May.